last day of March is Monday or Tuesday, so maybe it's the 27th. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, it is 2026. And yeah, it's Saturday. I don't usually do streams on Saturdays. Maybe only done like 1 or 2, 3 tops since I started streaming, which was maybe a little over a year ago now. I think I started streaming in January last year, so just a little over a year. Not like super consistent with anything other than Sunday stretching, and then literally Monday, and then of course added on Body Things Thursday. So yeah, don't expect anything special for Saturdays anytime. It's just one of those moments where I was like, I really want to stretch. I really need to stretch. I can tell that I'm going to stretch for at least 30 minutes and not just like, do a couple stretches and be like, alright, I'm good. So I was like, well, might as well turn on the stream and figure it out on the stream. Yeah, so I specifically am having a lot, I won't say a lot, I have tension in my quads. I mentioned this in my last stream when I was doing some lower body exercises. I bought one of those rock stepper apparatuses, and basically, to be completely honest, I usually do it before I go to sleep because I'll like forget and I have it right in front of my bed so I can see it, and I'm not like, I'll just do it later because it's in front of me. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go to sleep. It's only gonna take me 5 minutes, so just do it. So I don't know if that's why, or if it's probably the obvious reason, which is that I just literally have done 0 leg exercises for a very extended period of time. Very extended period of time. And so I don't know if you know what lactic acid is, but it definitely feels like I have to just kind of move it out. So I'm not necessarily stretching for flexibility, just stretching for comfort, stretching for filtration, and keep that mobility strong, making sure that everything stays nice and loose and doesn't tense up in between my Sunday stretching days. Because like I mentioned before, I really should be stretching more than Sundays. There's no reason for me not to. I have literally 24 hours to figure it out every single fucking day and make my own schedule. So finding an hour or 2 a day to stretch is really not a stretch. and here is Miss Me. She said, oh, literally I've been walking around like doing all this stuff in the house. She's been out a couple times, and now of course she's gonna try and come here. I'm not letting her out again. She's gonna let her out, so she's been going in and out, in and out, in and out. And I know it's because it's getting warmer out and it's lighter out, and obviously any normal sentient being wants to enjoy nice weather, but it's not nice enough for me yet, unfortunately. Which is sad because I really want it to be. If you guys have been following me, I had to put myself in a sort of lockdown to protect my literal life from unseen and seen forces. And it got to the point where there's literally like nothing I could do because the people that were attacking me, first of all, there's many, which I love, because I'm not gonna lie, if I decide one day, it's the best, if I decide one day that I do want to blow off some steam, or like something pops into my head, and I'm like, man, I'm about to fucking say that shit, like, I'll hesitate for a second, because I'm not a drama person, but I don't believe in holding things in, and also, as someone who's a victim of targeted abuse, it's not like it's a retaliation to something I did, or any sort of karma, or anything like that. But because of the vast amount of people and their unfortunate similarities in poor spirit and morals and all of these other things, when I say something about one, it often applies to many. And it's so funny because a lot of times A lot of times I don't even realize it, right? Like I'll say something, let's just say I'm talking about my dad, right? Like y'all know, obviously I tried my best to get a restraining order against someone who illegally entered my house, attacked me, and then called the police on me and said that I was the aggressor and then had me taken out of my home and literally locked away for 2 weeks while I'm being drugged down by professionals who say to me, and I kid you not, regularly, well, just make sure you don't come back next time. Bitch, I was pulled out of my house against my will. What else can I fucking do to prevent this from happening? Other than literally make sure no one knows where I live, right? So that's where I'm at now. But it's not a joke, right? I'm not like, oh, I'm being dramatic. Like, bitch, I have the blood tests, I have the obvious records, like I've been literally someone's trying to fucking kill me. Like, there's literally like only evidence to say that. No evidence to say otherwise, literally. You down to the fucking doctor lying in medical records saying anyways, we won't get into that. The point is, there's so many imbeciles. And I say this with respect because I feel like when you find a pattern in certain people, at least you know they have each other, right? Oh, okay, that's that type of person, right? Like, oh, I recognize that type of aura. Or like, oh, I recognize that type of spirit. I recognize those mannerisms are going to turn into you being a psycho, right? So like, I'm just crossing my T's, dotting my I's, you know, just making sure that there's no fucking reason why anybody should ever be around me in this location. If there is a friend, a family member, anybody that's like, oh, I know where she lives, or it just happens to pop up, bitch, you're one of them, I'm writing your name down, and I'm probably going to send it to the police and put you on the list. Because yeah, it's that serious. And I like live really close to the beach. I love being by the water. And like I live close to the beach. So I should go to the beach. And it's like, it's the strangest feeling, but it's like, as much freedom as I have and as much as, like I said, I can make my own schedule. And I love that. I still feel like I have to make sure I don't die, you know? And it's not like, oh, there's some like ratchet girl that wants to pick a fight with me and like, I don't want to get beat up. Like, no, I can fight. Like, I'm very aware of my strength. Unfortunately, that's why I do avoid conflict, because I don't want that on my hands. But at the same time, it's like, what a stupid way to get harmed by like someone's hate or weird rage or whatever the fuck they were lied to about. Because again, I've done nothing to no one. So anything that you think I did to you came from someone that was manipulating you, and you are a stupid person for that. I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, if it's gotten to this point, and you're watching this and you think that I'm the problem, you have a puppeteer. And unfortunately for you, yeah, it's probably not going to change because you've made it this far, right? And that does include the people that think they're calling the shots, because even if you are, let's say, making a profit off of my pain, or somehow trying to, you know, like I said, traffic me and make money off of anything that I don't consent to, like that, it's like, they're spirits that are puppeteering you, bruh. Like, you're not in control. I hope you know that. Whatever material things you think you're receiving or hoping to get or fighting for, whatever the case may be, just shows that you haven't even lived enough to know that you should be grateful for where you are. Like, honestly. Really. Because it's like, imagine, like, I'm thinking about right now, like, there's like this post that's been going on TikTok, and there's like this girl, and she's like, you know, I'm just gonna be honest because no one else is being honest. I had a friend, and I was super jealous of her, and even though we were friends and I thought she was a good person, it just, the jealousy was too much, and it just made me mad every day, and I was always upset, and so like I just couldn't be friends with her anymore. Like, that's not normal, bro. Like, and I've said this before, and I don't, again, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm on this high horse, like, I really don't think I understand jealousy. Because the moment I feel any sort of desire for something someone else has, it becomes inspiration. Like, it doesn't turn into something evil, and that's why I'm like, is that a spirit on you that's making you perceive things in such a negative way? Where you see someone being successful, you see someone achieving things that you wanted to do when you were younger, or you see someone, progressing in a field that you wanted to progress in, and you're like, you know what? Because that's not happening to me, I'm going to allow the existence of it happening to anyone else. And like, again, a lot of times I don't even think it's the fact that it happens to anyone else. I think the people literally just have it out for me. And honestly, I think it's unfortunately like media has this like very, very, very solid projection of Black females and how superior they have to be. So the moment any, and I do mean any other female, male, race, whatever, is in what they would consider competition with someone that they are programmed to think has to be at the lowest tier, it's like their brain is like, I can't, this is not the way, right? This isn't how the movie's supposed to end. This isn't what they show on TV. Like, nah, bitch. I'm not, like, I'm sorry. I understand that I'm supposed to feel inferior and broken and upset and angry and bitter and hurt and all the things that the media wants you to, for me, the negative things I'm supposed to be, to have all of that, right? And it's just like, no thank you. I don't want to carry that. Sorry, I came in with 0 bags and I will be leaving with 0 bags. I don't want your bags, I don't want those bags, I don't want the bags under your eyes, bitch. None of that. Like, you're carrying it. Like, you can't see that you're carrying it all over you. Like, ew. So yeah, it's just like, again, it's not like, oh, it's some girl wants to fight me. Like, it's like some grown man might pay a literal hobo to like attack me with a fucking shank, because that's a grown man having a fucking like meltdown. Like, imagine that. And I didn't even like, because I was never single, like ever, unfortunately. Unfortunately, mostly unfortunately, but I think it kept me safe, not gonna lie. So basically, where am I going with this actually? I just lost my train of thought as I was thinking whether or not it was good that I was single or not. Train of thought has decided to go with the song change. Anyways, I don't know what I was saying, and I don't know what I was talking about, but on the lines of not leaving my house, it's not, again, I'm not depressed, I'm not sad, I'm not upset. I'm obviously looking at the law and looking at my job and looking at my credentials and all the work I've done, and the things that are happening to me simply do not add up. And so it's obviously, for legal terms, a civil conspiracy, right? And the matter of these people know each other or don't know each other or not, it's like, I'm not gonna go actively, walk into the fucking haunted house that says do not enter on the outside. That's the part of the movie where you go, you dumb bitch, why are you going that way? Like, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I'm not afraid to be alive out in the neighborhood, but yeah, if I'm going to purposely put myself in a situation that is very clearly screaming do not enter, I'm not gonna fucking enter, right? So again, I live in the city. It's not hard to catch somebody out on the beach or just out and about. And it's not that I'm not social, because obviously I'm an extremely outgoing person, but I just don't like dealing with like the fluff and the fake, like whatever, because a lot of people do just want to get in your business and cause drama. And now with everything being like informants and literal ops of people trying to like collect information on me for other people so they can find a way to slander me or like set me up to look like I did something or said something or whatever the fuck, right? Fit whatever fucked up narrative they made, right? Like, it's gotten to a point where there are some outlandish narratives out there about me. I think one of the main ones that comes from my family is that I'm a drug addict, and that I've been a drug addict, and also very promiscuous, which includes me being attracted to my own little brother. That one came from the mind of my older sister. What a fucking creep. Like, your mind came up with that one, just so we're clear. That was your mind that did that. But yeah, it's just like, what can I do to make sure that no one can frame me in those lights, right? I'm just thinking about, there's like a AI-generated photo finger that you can put on your finger so that when someone sees it out in public, you can be like, oh, it's not me, look, it has 6 fingers. It's like, if that was the case, right? But it's not like, oh, I don't want someone to catch me doing something. I don't want someone to try and make it look like I'm doing something I'm not like. I kid you not, and I'm gonna say this now because your whole fucking group is a bunch of fucking weirdos, predators, but homegirl, I won't even use genders, person, introduces me to a person in very shady circumstances, let me just say. The shady, like snowballed into just like a, what the fuck are you doing? But this individual starts to reach out to me. And it's like, oh, actually, I wouldn't even go there. Let's just say I was tricked, again, by a bunch of tricks, right? The people that trick each other. I was tricked into thinking that I was going somewhere where there were going to be other people, and it ended up being just this one other person, and so I'm already like, great. yeah, okay, this is awkward, you know, and trying to like play it off like, oh, like, I hope, you know, you don't assume that I thought that you were trying to have a date, because this is not bad, and I would have never agreed, for many reasons. But then to like try and like continue to have like conversations with me after I made it like very, very, very obvious for like several messages over many days as well, right? Just like not interested, never gonna be interested. As a matter of fact, it'll never happen. And I'm gonna tell you all the reasons why. I'm gonna lay it out so it's so fucking logical that you don't feel bad about yourself. Because honestly, I don't even need to look at that list, because this other list of things is so dire, you must know, right? And that person continues to like reach out, and I'm just like, at this point, I recognize that in order to continue the narrative that I am these awful things, there has to be some sort of communication between me and certain people, so that they can say, look, they're messaging me, or look, they, you know, this is here, this is like, oh, they're talking, like, you know, even if my name appears on someone's phone log as a like or something, they're like, oh, look, we just talked yesterday, like, no, bitch, like, please, like, I don't know you, like, you've met me, that doesn't mean you know me. Knowing someone and being aware that they exist are not the same fucking thing, bro. And that's what's so annoying in these like social media times, especially. It's like you meet someone through other people, right? So you have no fucking clue who they are, or what they're into, or any of that shit. And I don't judge. Like, as much as I talk about like hoes and strippers and all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not down with that, because that definitely is, to me, a spiritual thing. And if you're willing to, again, it's like the fake pastor shit. Like, yeah, okay, like, I guess if you're into that, like, if you're really trying to get the message from the Lord, and then you're going to these like mega churches with these guys that are like rolling around and like, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, so like, what are you actually paying for? Anyway, the image of looking like somebody might give a fuck, or just again, it comes down to like, if you don't know what you're missing, then you just really don't know. Like if you get offered fast food every fucking day, you're gonna be like, oh, it's hot food, it's fresh, right? If you get like real food, like home cooked food, like home style soul food, whatever the fuck it might be, right? The next time you see fast food, you're gonna be like, you know, maybe, right? Some people grow up on that shit and then they can't get off of it. So that's on you. But it's like, yeah, as far as selling sex is concerned, like, and again, I'm not judging, nobody's fucking hustle. Just because it is a spiritual thing, the act of doing it specifically for money truly removes the point, in my opinion. Like, again, I'm not saying there aren't. No, I am saying this because you don't need another person. Let's be honest. Like, you're just literally like opening yourself up to who knows what. And sometimes you know what, and then you do it anyway, which is also like. Because again, even if you personally are a good person, when the money is the motive, you don't know what's on the other side. All you are looking at is a door. And you go, you gonna open the door or you're not gonna open the door. That's it. You don't know what's on the other side of that fucking door. So that's how I feel about prostitution. And I've said this too, like I grew up, like most of my closest female friends, and male friends, let's be honest, were fucking hoes. And actually, you know what, I had a lot of European male friends growing up, and they weren't hoes. European guys. Anyways, I won't get into it. The point is, I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. I really don't. I just started talking about fucking prostitution and shit. Man, what is life? Yeah, man. There's just people out there that are willing to do, I would say life altering, but because they don't recognize that there's more than the material world, it's so much deeper than life altering. Probably telling me to shut up. I've definitely been having like a lot of like makeshift witches and warlocks trying to put spells on me. It's interesting to experience because it's like I can feel it in like the languages that don't use words. And so it's like it's almost like a recipe where it's like, oh, this person is trying to make you have this happen, or this person wants you to paranoid, or whatever the case may be. But it's literally like that. Like, it's not like, oh, I feel paranoid when I'm scared. It's like, oh, like, somebody wants me to feel paranoid? Like, that's how you're like, what? What? Like, what's going on? And so it's like, okay. The fact that I know you're out there, I guess, thanks for thinking of me, but at the same time, like, weirdo. You have nothing, there's no better target. Come on now. I can't not be special and be everything to you at the same time. Pick one, pick a straw. Yeah. But again, this is not me being like, I'm this, I'm that, because that's the way people like to make it perceived. This is literally factual information of events and like things that fucking happen that I've documented. You know, so yeah, we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this war stuff. And I feel like it's obviously on purpose. Like there's never, and I do mean this. People say there's never been, like no, really, legitimately, there's never been a time more oversaturated with horrible world news. Oh my gosh, bye! Bye! on purpose, right? Like, why would we enter the age of Aquarius in a time where the frequency is about to rise, the pendulum is about to swing, we're all about to elevate as a collective. Like, I don't just mean that as people that are already tapped in. I mean as a collective race, humans, we collectively raise each other's vibrations. We alter each other's frequencies with resonance, with proximity, all of that. So if you're talking to someone on the phone and they're having a bad day, 9 times out of 10 when you get off the phone with them, your frequency is going to go down from where it was when you started that conversation. And if they're having a good day, that, same thing is probably going to go up. We're entering this time where the frequency, and again, we know the earth has a fucking frequency, so don't, it's like the only way to prevent everyone from elevating to a higher frequency is to continuously pound their minds with things that prevent them from focusing on the positive. Because what makes you feel sad when you can think of something positive? Oh, not that bad. But guilt or powerlessness over something that's bad, it's different. And the only way I can really describe this, if you've ever had someone die, like when my mom died, I was super, super sad, and it was uncontrollable. And it was like, there was nothing I could do, right? Like, I knew that, like, people die, and like, it was a fucked up situation that we won't even get into that, but it was just kind of like, I recognize that, like, this is part of life, and I will eventually have to, like, not feel this way, right? Like, it's eventually gonna go away. So I had that thought in the back of my mind, knowing, like, it's not like, what's gonna happen now? Like, am I gonna be homeless? Like, it's like, okay, like, this is the new normal, and my brain is aware that, like, this is just life now, right? So, like, do that, like, manual switch of being like, this is just real life. But at the same time, having a good time, I truly felt guilty. Like, guilt would, like, consume me if I felt like even if I smiled, like, if I smiled too much, I would be filled with guilt, like, internal, like, not somebody, like, being like, oh, you're smiling, or like, oh, look at you snapping that picture, like, just me alone, like, I would be watching something, or, like, doing something, and I would be like, I feel happiness, right? Like, oh my gosh, is that happiness? Like, oh my gosh, like, I'm laughing, ha ha ha, and then I'd be like, what is this feeling? You're sad right now, and I'm like, wow, you're right, I'm sad. Like, that's really what it feels like. Like, it's not something I can control. So yeah, I don't know how I got on that subject either. I guess it's just kind of like a ramble stream. I'm gonna bump my gums, do some yapping. You know what I haven't been doing? I haven't been watching Twitch at all. Maybe it's because Kai stopped streaming, but I actually stopped watching Kai's stream before he did his final Mafia-thon, like months before that. Which there was a time where I would literally watch him. Like, if he was streaming, I was probably like 90% of the time watching him, and I don't mean it in like a creepy like be watching it. Like I told you guys, like I'm like a talk radio person. I like to have something going on in the background that like I can tune in and out of, whether it's music or like someone talking or like whatever the case may be. But the thing about Kai streams is they're so fucking long, right? So you just have it going, and then you hear some crazy shit. You're like, what the fuck is going on, right? And then also the thing about Kai streams, which is part of the reason why I fell in love with streaming, is you basically cannot catch it. If you miss it, look at you, a step on my mat. Anyways, yeah, so like, obviously if you're on Twitch and you right now, you're watching this on YouTube, you don't know, obviously. But yeah, you guys see what's going on, some crazy shit that should not be, not safe for television. So you're like, oh, what the fuck, you see it, you're like, this is crazy. Or worse, you catch someone's fucking screenshot, like clipped fucking like little clip of something, and you're like, what the fuck was going on? You try to find it, but it was so madly inappropriate that the footage doesn't exist anymore. They've scrubbed it because they don't want anybody to get in trouble. So like when I can't be attentive like that, you know, something pops up, I'm like, what is going on? And then I just sort of like started tuning out, and I was like, oh yeah, obviously. What? She's doing this. It's probably the most she's ever barked on the street. I apologize. This is how she barks, by the way, if you're wondering. She's still polite. Oh, I love my dog. I think she's been eating food so much, and I don't mind feeding her, obviously, if she's hungry, but I also like, are you just eating or barking because you want there to be food in your bowl? You just ate, you just went outside. No, it's probably because I'm on the stream. Oh. These are freaking game changers for me, by the way. I don't know if you've been paying attention to my streams, but this just like really simple flow back and forth feels like I'm eating at like this and fixing my lordosis. I asked my chiropractor if I had lordosis, because I was like, you know, should I get like officially diagnosed with lordosis, or is it just like a joke I've been telling myself? And he kind of like avoided the avoided answering the question. I think he was just kind of like, you know, like I would have to do like a couple of like more things. He's like, you might have, like, you know, but I was like, I can't. Which again, like, he's a professional, obviously, so maybe unlike the fucking trash university doctor, not just going ahead and pretending like you're someone's fucking god from a small interaction. And I saw my chiropractor regularly, so it's not like, you know, I'm just popping in because I was forced against my will. Anyway, enough about me. But yeah, I've just been thinking about like, I'm grateful, like, I see a lot of those memes that are like, oh, what are you doing? People like, enjoying my rent, enjoying my mortgage. Like, in all honesty, if I were to leave my house, I would want to be outside. Like, there's no reason to leave my house to go be indoors somewhere else, because where that somewhere else would be is retail. I would go buy shit. And to be completely honest, I'm actually like wanting to get rid of shit. Like, now that I'm a lot more settled in here, and I'm like mentally able to kind of start thinking like, okay, what's in my storage unit? What's here? What haven't I used? What have I used? What's the purpose of keeping it? So I just like the thought of going to stores, it literally would just be to tempt myself. And there's no tempting with me when it comes to shopping. I will just fucking buy it. If I see something that I want, I will just fucking buy it. And so it's like, okay, so my options are to leave the house and go to a store, go somewhere and spend money, bring it back to my house where I'm trying to get rid of things and have less money while also not having employment, I'll say. Be careful I word that. You know, and it's just kind of like, hey, what else would I be doing if I wasn't at home, realistically? Because hanging out with other people, it's gotta be worth it. But unfortunately, the time I spend alone with myself is more that because Australia and traveling is like the other 10%. Like, compatibility is not as easy as you might think when it comes to just finding people that you're okay sharing your time with. And I always end up talking to like this people that are nothing like me on the outside. Like I've said this before, like pretty much all of my work friends as a teacher or even just in corporate as well were like gay males, older gay males, like almost all older gay males or like in some sort of service, like military or whatever, like. And so it's just kind of like, where do you meet people that are gonna have certain conversations that you would even be interested in having anyway? Not in here. Not here. But we do have an online, online comments people. They help me to remember that this isolation, stimulation that we call Seattle and other cities around, honestly. Most metropolitan cities are designed to be able to artificially control your relationships. That's how many ops there are in the world. That nothing is really organic anymore because so many people would rather look good on the internet and take the time to evaluate whether or not the people they have around them are actually people that they want to exchange energy with. And again, it's like, obviously it works for some people. There's a shit ton of house clubs here, people here. I mean, every club you go to, you're gonna find house music and people go. They pay, they listen to it. So like they are each other's people, right? But like the people that party the way I party aren't at those sorts of things because it's not the same type of energy. And I don't want to compromise on that because to me it's not a compromise. It's not getting at all that you wanted and then going, well, I've never made like a friend list before. Like obviously when you're like a manifester, you practice manifesting and you know about the process of like thinking about what you want and then what it's gonna look like, how it's gonna feel, writing it out and all of that. Like I've done that with like a potential partner, right? Like okay, if I were to get married again, like this is why I would get married again, this is what I would be looking for, like all of these things. But I've never done that with friends. I always just kind of like, because I'm not judgmental when it comes to people. Like, if I don't have to spend the rest of my life with you, we're all individuals. I will get something from a conversation, regardless. Whether it's, friendship, a lesson, whatever. But, yeah, it's gotten to the point where I feel like if people write out, like, what they're looking for in relationships, whether they're, platonic or romantic, they write out what they're looking for in relationships and compare it to what they actually seek out or what they actually do put effort into when they go out. And this is me having some mercy on the souls of other people who I hope in the real list and in the reality they would recognize that the things that they think they want are not the things that they're actively putting energy into. A very clear one is like the whole people say, I want to be rich and famous. Okay. Do you really want to be rich and famous? Or do you just like the way it looks to be rich and famous? Because I'm not gonna lie, the rich part sounds like it's, a win-win, right? You don't want the money, you can give it away, and then that feels good too. But the famous part is dangerous. Knowing you're rich is fucking dangerous. And my list includes safety. What a strange thing to have. You know, it's like if I'm going to be hanging around people that are putting my literal life in danger at any given moment without warning, yeah, nah. I might be walking into a floating trap where I get trafficked and never seen again because I was told one thing and here we are doing something, you know what I mean? Like, and it's again, it's like sometimes these things are good. You're like, okay, like I ended up, you know, I wasn't doing it, but watching Taekwondo in freaking Japan in like, you know, this rather sketchy situation, if, to be honest. I wouldn't have done that in New York City, that's for sure. I was not sure where it was dark. The only reason why I wasn't creeped out was because I was in Japan. But the ability to trust that the people you have around you will not only be aware that you're not safe, but care that you're not safe. Those things are important, you know. And unfortunately, too many people that I have had the unfortunate encounters with are more or less focused on what they think their goals are. Again, I don't think there's ever been like a full list made of like, in order to have these things that I want. Maybe she's telling me I need to shut up. I'm really just doing the same stretch like this. Like, I'm not even really doing anything. My leg is shaking now. I don't know if you can see this. This is why I said I was going to stretch this part. Because like, it feels nice that it's loosening up like this, but it's definitely hurt. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it shaking there. It's like, it's helping. But yeah, let's say you want to be known as like someone that's respected in your community, and you want to be seen as, you know, a boss. You want to be seen as someone that can be trusted. But then you only hang around people that are the opposite of those things. 9 times out of 10, even if your character doesn't change because of the people that you're around, the people that you're around are going to alter the experiences based off of their frequency and their energy, right? So if you're hanging around a bunch of people that are not like what you are striving for, or don't have the qualities of people that you want in yourself or your offspring, then it's kind of like, well, what's the point? Again, because a lot of people, they just look for the end goal. Well, the point is, because if I hang out with this person, I'll be able to get rich. And it's like, yeah, maybe that's a theory. But let's say that does happen, and you are now forever linked. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wish I could, like, the fact that someone can say that they met you before and then use that as a means to tell other people they know you should be illegal. It should be fucking illegal. Because we have not logged any hours together. If we were starting a job on the same fucking day, we wouldn't have even remembered each other's names yet. You understand? Like, it would have taken several shifts for me to be like, what's your name? You know, oh my gosh, you're like, that's the type of hours we've logged together. And that's I'm being very sparing, because a lot of times I'll meet people at like a party, and I don't know people, right? Like, oh, okay, you seem all right, let me add you on the gram. So like, you know, we'll hang out later or whatever. I'll see what you're posting on your socials and then decide from there if you're somebody that I want to associate myself with or not. And then come to find out, they're telling people that you are friends with. Maybe they're mutuals, maybe they weren't mutuals. This is the creepy shit for real life. trying to become mutuals with people on my friends list by saying I'm friends with her. Bitch, I don't know you. I don't fucking know you. You don't know me. And if you did, you would know that that nigga don't know me either. What? Like, I got people linking up with each other because they know me when neither of them fucking know me. Bitch, I can combine your hours together and use, what's your fucking name? Like, literally, if it wasn't for social media, your existence would have disappeared that same day. And again, it's not to be rude, because not everybody you add on social media when you're out and about is a weirdo. But like, these things happen in my life, recently happening in my life. And I'm just like, how is it okay? The thing is, again, it goes back to that like puppeteering thing where people so willfully believe bad things. Willfully believe bad things. Just because someone says, oh, I'm friends with her. Bitch, you don't even say my name right. What? Pronounce my name right. Try that. What? And I don't have a hard name. My name is so easy. But yeah, that's the reality of where I've been lately. That on top of finding out that the people that are supposed to be considered trusted people that know me are the worst fucking connoisseurs of the fucking slander. No wonder people think I'm like, what, bitch? But at the same damn time, it's like you're listening to these people and you're just soaking it in, like. So that means you're a poor judge of character by associating with someone that's talking to you in such a way about somebody else for whatever amount of time you allowed to happen, right? And then you believed it and acted on it. Like, what a fucking... I was about to say something I'm not going to say because I'm not trying to... Man, all I'm saying is people are fucking weird and they will spend their entire day trying to convince other people that you are the person that's got the problem. How do you even know me again? How many hours have we logged? Can I see the phone records? Make sure that that's my actual number from those screenshots that they're saying you got from me, because yeah, I promise you, if it's coming from somebody else's mouth, it's a fucking lie. If it's about me and it's coming from somebody else's mouth at this point, there is not a soul. And I say this because my dog can't talk. There's not a soul on this fucking earth that knows anything about me. It's fucking sad, bruh. Like, I literally come on my TikTok to prove my sanity. Or come on my streams to prove I'm not on fucking drugs. And why do I have to do this? Because my own family try to convince people that I'm a drug addict. Why exactly? I still don't even fucking know. Like, you guys haters? Like, obviously you want my fucking money. Like, we get that. Like, oh, let's hide insurance money and then make her crazy so that nobody believes her. And then when we fucking murder her, we'll just tell everybody that she's a drug addict prostitute and it was just the lifestyle she lived and we're so sad because look at all the great work she did. So you can continue to live a lie. Like, do you even like yourself? Who are you? People are nuts. And again, I don't even fucking want it, bro. Like, I would rather live. I don't know if you understand. Some things are more important than money. Maybe you don't get that. Like, same with like the alimony from my ex, who like, again, again, I have no contact with him. I have no idea what he's doing. I don't even know if he's alive, to be honest. But it's kind of like receiving money that you were rightfully owed due to property damage that was inflicted out of rage while I was at work because you were mad that I didn't want to stay with you after you openly admitted to me that you cheated and were actively cheating on me on Valentine's Day. And I made to feel like somehow I'm the problem. Bitch, I'm quite literally paying to never see you again. Don't you get that? Like, quite literally paying to never have to have you. That's what I mean when I'm talking about money. Like, my life, like, let's go back to prostitution. My life is worth more than that. I create within me something worth more than that. Unfortunately, again, I'm sorry if you don't know what that's like. Just like people don't understand what it's like to be happy or have energy without being on drugs. Like, I'm sorry, you don't know what that's like. Yikes, that sounds awful. Hope you had a childhood, because, you know, those jokes aren't even funny anymore. But, oh man. Shit's fucking weird, bruh. Also, I can be the problem. That's literally the conclusion, is that I am the problem. Okay. You're right. Maybe if I don't allow people to break into my house and take me into the hospital against my will, I can prevent this from happening in the future. Oh Lord. You ever notice you have two books? I have two of the same books I'm looking at right now. It's an Eckhart Tolle book. And I can't see what the title of it is, but I just noticed that they are exactly the same book. I have books in my room and books in my kitchen, so I think maybe I bought the same book twice. Because a lot of times what I'll do is I won't say a lot of times. There was a time when reading was a pastime of mine, or audiobooks were a pastime because life was different back then. So I definitely would listen to audiobooks and be like, I like that book, I'm gonna buy it, and buy it. So or simply buy the book because I know that one day I'm gonna want to go back and highlight something. Oh, fucking old school. Something about having screenshots of highlights just doesn't hit the same, you know. I wish I knew how long I've been streaming, but this new stream screen doesn't tell me. This is probably a super boring stream. I just thought about it. Because I really am just doing the same stretches over and over again. I think they really do feel really nice. This is the reality, y'all. If I wasn't doing a planned stream with an agenda kind of flow, and I were to just stream when I feel like I need to stretch or I feel the urge to work out or move or whatever, this is what it would be like. And this is me actually trying. I'm trying to be engaging right now. I think it's turning into the opposite. I think I'm just rambling about negative topics. Why am I acting like I know this song? Do I know this song? That's some shit. You ever know a song? Have you ever heard two Chinese people talking in your head and not knowing what the fuck they were saying because you don't speak Chinese and you don't have Chinese neighbors? yeah, I can't wait for it to get a little bit warmer. I have yet to pull my bike out since I moved because it's too fucking cold. I really don't like being cold, you guys. Cold is like not my happy place at all. It's like I can put on a really puffy coat and gloves and like ride my bike, right? And I'll be like miserable because I'm cold. Like I really do want to just ride my bike, but I'll be miserable because I'll be cold. I'm not gonna ride my bike in a fucking snowsuit. And even if I did the wind, I mean, I would look ridiculous. I would have to be in like full snowboard gear to fucking ride my bike right now. I'm not even joking. I would be that cold. Like, ski mask. Shiesty gang, you know. I really did have a real ski mask before the shiesty gang became a thing. Obviously, shiesty gang is gonna get. Well, I mean, I'm not overstepping on the shiesty gang. I'm just saying. I actually snowboard, okay? So like I put on my actual gear. Like, what's a stretch that I can do for these? Oh, easy. But yeah. So it's like the moment I'm like, I want to go outside. That's what I want to do. I want to leave my house. Like I said, I want to leave my house. But when I think about where the fuck I would go to leave my house, I can't think of a single fucking place. I can't. There's no place, indoors or outdoors, that I actually do want to go to that I can safely be at. I feel like, yeah, because like even a road trip, like, these motherfuckers got tracker on my car and shit. Who knows? Like my fucking, yeah, my dad had my fucking car. And let's say this, oh, my dad had my car. My dad, thankfully, picked my car up from being towed because I got towed like the day before I was flying to Japan, and I was gonna be in Japan for like 2 weeks or some shit. And I was like, okay, well obviously I can't pick up my own fucking car at the impound. There was a parade on my street, and I didn't know they took my car. And yeah, when I freaking get my car back, all of my ducks are gone. All my shit's gone. First I was sad and I thought my car got broken into, but now I think about it, the more that I learn about this motherfucker, I wouldn't be surprised if he took those fucking ducks. I really wouldn't. There's the type of motherfucker that'll steal your ducks because they wanted to say their car was yours for a day. And you have the respect to put them in the back seat. Just throw them away. Personally. But it's just a theory, not slander. I feel like I gotta say that after everything now. It's just a theory. Unless I have photo evidence and all the fucking call logs. Fucking Tim Cook though. The internet moves so fast. Yeesh. That's also why I think I haven't been hanging out with humans. Well, that didn't sound fair. Real people in real life. Because the internet just moves so fast. You know? It's like, you have a question, you get an answer. Want to double check it? Done. Want to figure out what 10 people think about something? Done. You don't have to go like search and call and hang it out. And it's on a topic that I'm actually interested in. Oh, okay, cool. You know, they used to have those like board game places where people would go and just play board games inside the like the venue or whatever.
always thought that was interesting, like, kind of like the library scene if you grew up in, like, before the 90s or like in the 90s and before, like, people would just like go to the library and like hang out. Or like the food court at the mall or something. And like people would just like group with like-minded individuals and not like cloudiness, cloud chasing individuals. But it's all the market, right? Like, how can I make you feel insecure and want to be somewhere you're not happy and charge you more? I know. Let's put another house DJ in here. Yo, and I'm sorry for those of you that like house. I like house too. I have friends that play house music. I support them as DJs to an extent. But when I tell you every place plays house music, I'm not exaggerating. And I like to have 64 colors in my crayon box. It got to the point where I had a friend for a very short period of time. He's a cunt. For real, not the good kind. It's like I thought he was smart because he has like a doctorate in like physics or some shit. I don't fucking know, but he ended up like having no history, no information on actual history, which like basically makes you incompetent in the real world. So like this whole time I'm thinking, oh, like we're on the same level, and not even saying we're on the same level, like, well, you have to have a doctorate in order to be able to, like, no, like just like as far as like seeking information or like having interest in information, and then one day it's just like, I actually think that all the things that you think are ridiculous, and I basically feel like you're a big joke every time you speak about any of these topics. I'm like, wow, it's an interesting time to find that out. You know, after all of this time, that's how you feel. You know, you're someone that potentially introduces me to other people. You know, on behalf or whatever, you speak for me, or you know, when I'm not around. That's the thing you have to be very careful about. My godfather said this to me. He actually kind of yelled at me because one of my really close friends was trying to get into law school, and he is Russian. So he didn't, you know, he doesn't have like a lot of connections in the United States. And so he's like, oh, can you ask your godfather? Like, yeah, like my godfather was like very like well off in his firm and stuff. And you know, it's my godfather and a person I very much like respect, and he knows me like through and through, right? So I'm talking to them like they know each other because I know my godfather is a guy like that, and I know, you know, my friend is a good person and he knows me, so I'm like, let me just make sure you guys know. You know, again, I'm not thinking about it, I'm like a teenager at this point, I'm like 17 or something. And he basically yelled at me and to him, like, don't ever let people introduce you to nobody important. Like, that's how I feel about life right now. I was like, damn, the people that have been introducing me to other people before I even get to know them, damn. And it's sad because for the most part, it's like people will specifically share things that are negative because of the negative intent. Like, it's not like I only have negative things to say. It's quite the opposite. But people like seem to feed off of being able to share negative information about me to others. Like it's like a cliffhanger or something, a hook. They're like, oh, she what? And they're like, oh, yeah, let me tell you about her. And it's like, one, that's not true. Two, and I've seen this happen. Like, I've seen another person be like, you can't say that, you don't even know her. While someone else was trying to explain me to this person I didn't know. And they're like, wow, you're kind of over. I was kind of like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, you have to just like, is it worth someone being able to say that they fucking know you and that should be illegal? You don't know me, bitch. You don't know me. How many lawsuits? I don't want to have to sue anybody, but unfortunately, some lies are detrimental. And when proven in a court of law to be a lie, the detriment could have a cost. You know. Anyway, needless to say, my friend is in fact a lawyer, so it worked out. My godfather passed away while I was being tortured, and I am so fucking. Oh, I think he was murdered, bro. And I don't mean that in like a he was murdered. Like my mom was legitimately murdered, but I mean like the colluding and planning in these fucking cults and groups to take people out and swindle and do things to control narratives and have power when they see someone else has that power or has some authority that they want, they can't have, or they can't manipulate. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. Because one thing my godfather's wife don't like my daddy. That makes two